Hi, I'm Chef Ken, and welcome to dinner at our house. Now normally, to eat really gourmet food, you have to go to the store and spend a lot of money. But tonight we're going to show you a really great gourmet homemade meal that will cost you a lot less than if you bought it already pre-done. So we're going to cut a huge tenderloin, we're going to clean it, we're going to make twice baked potatoes, and we're going to make steamed asparagus, and we're going to make a nice mushroom Asian pear and cashew sauce to go with the meat. So we'll get started. First we're going to take some potatoes, okay? We're going to wash them really good in the sink, make sure they're clean, which we've already done, but I'm just showing you basically what we're doing. We're washing our potatoes. We'll take a fork, we'll put a couple of holes in them like this, okay? Now all the rest of these potatoes have already been done. So what we'll do is we'll go to the oven. We'll set the ovens at 350. We're going to put the potatoes in there, not covered in foil or anything. We're just going to set them in here for our twice baked potatoes. Okay, now while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and clean this tenderloin. I'm going to show you guys how to take the silvery skin off and all the fat and how to make these beautiful tenders. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start underneath the silvery skin right here. We're going to poke our knife in. We're going to go underneath the silvery skin at the very end. And we're going to slip right under the silvery skin, and we're just going to go right along it like if we're filleting a fish, and that'll take the silvery skin all the way down to the end of the steak. And then we'll throw that in the garbage can, okay? Or you can make a sauce out of it if you can't waste anything. And then you just work your way underneath the silvery skin. And just take down the meat right down here in the center like that. And we have this nice little chunk here. And just get all the silvery skin or anything that's going to make it tough off the meat. Okay. And then we'll flip this around. There's some more silvery skin here. We'll just take that. Okay. We're going to go underneath here, and there's a little bit of rib meat. We're just going to take the rib meat and skim it, because at home, at the restaurant, we would take it all off, but at home we're not as picky because we'll eat with all the good meat, But at the restaurant we would take all this off, and this would become some kind of stew meat or sauce meat that we would use, or soup meat or something of that sort, which would be really nice to have. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll take it over here like this. We're just going to cut our end piece off, which I will use some of this extra meat for other things besides steak. And we're just going to take it there, and then we have a nice little steak. Oh, there's some silver meat, some silver on there. We'll just take that off. Okay. We'll come over here. As we get fatter, the steaks will look better.
Did you just start over again?
And we're going to cut the last steak out of this little piece on the end. And now we've got 6 steaks. Alright, so what we've done so far is we have put the potatoes in the oven. We've cooked them for 45 minutes at 300 degrees. Okay? We took them out, we stuck them in the refrigerator to cool down, because pretty soon we're going to scoop all the fillings out of them and we're going to change them into twice baked potatoes. And over here we got some asparagus. So down here I got this asparagus. It's beautiful asparagus, but the problem with asparagus is there's always a tough part of the asparagus. There's a couple of ways to figure out. You can either judge the asparagus down here at the bottom and say, oh well, it looks good like that, and cut it and make them all equal. Or you can actually start to bend the asparagus and it will break where it's supposed to come off at. Okay? And where the tough stuff will just come off right where it's supposed to. So I usually snap off right where it feels like it wants to snap. And these are all very woody and tough and yucky, so we just get rid of those. You can make a vegetable stock with them, but I don't think it's very good. So I'm just going to throw the asparagus pieces into the garbage, and or we can put them in the backyard in our compost, but we don't have one. So here we go. Alright, so what we're doing is we baked our potatoes at 350 degrees for 45 minutes. We stuck them in the oven, we put them in the refrigerator to cool off, and we brought them out, we cut them in half. So if you look down here, they're cut in half like this, okay? So what we're doing is we're just going to take the inside of these potatoes. Now they're still warm because you want them a little warm to mash them. And we're just going to go ahead and get the potatoes out of the shell so we have little boats. Alright, so what we're doing is we're just making little boats out of these shells. And then what we'll do is we're going to mash our potatoes. You can look up at me. We're going to mash our potatoes, and we're going to season them, put them back into the shells, cover them with bacon and cheese, and melt them in the oven while we're cooking our steaks and while we're making our asparagus and our sauce. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're just going to mash them up really good. So I usually take a wire whisk and mash them. Some people use a electric whip or whatever, electric mixer, put them in all kinds of things, but I just put the wire whip there and work them. I figure by the time they get out of this wire whip, we'll have them nice and mashed. Okay, so now what we're going to add to it is some butter, like just like we were making mashed potatoes. Okay, but we want them real tasty. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of butter. We're going to add some bacon bits to it. Okay, real bacon bits. You can buy them made or you can make them. We're going to add some green onion into it. We're going to add some cheese and some sour cream. So here's the sour cream. Let me get this open real quick. Just think I threw the lid away. Okay. We're just going to throw in some good amount of sour cream. Okay. And we're just going to mash these bad boys up. Okay. I like mine a little creamier, so I'm going to throw some